There we are, live on YouTube. Good afternoon, Wayne.
Hey, how you doing? What's happening, everyone? It's Reverend Wayne Sills for Miracles Everywhere. It's good to be here. Miracles are everywhere, but miracles are everywhere, and it's like remind myself of that every morning when I wake up. If I'm not rushing around like a mad person, I like to remind myself that miracles are everywhere. So as long as there's consciousness and self-awareness, there's miracles. Today in Miracles Everywhere. Hello. Oh, I thought I saw something. I heard something. Today we have The Way Out, which is funny. I saw it today on the way out on not today. I saw it yesterday. I was reading the time. The Impersonal Life came out in 1914. That's how old that is. 1914, and The Way Out came out in 1932. But there was something else that came out in 1918, which was called Christ in You, which came out in between that. So we kind of skipped over that one. So there's no big deal, but I'm interested at some point, perhaps going back and reading that one. Because then that one came out, then there's a whole bunch more, and then and some reason the list that I saw went back to 1920 something, and then went back in time and then restarted again. I don't know if that's because I have no idea why they would do that, but I just found that was interesting that how old that first one was. And the second one, the reason why I thought maybe they skipped it on that book that you have, and then another one that I had, that thin brown one, is it almost seemed to be a simplified version of the first one. It was the voice again, talking very much almost from that same I am voice, and that I speak to you. Very similar. I mean, it was the same voice in this one, No Way Out, but it was similar. It sounded almost as if it was a third. It was very much a uh, almost it was very similar to the first one. It was first one made it plain, that I could feel in the first few pages at least. Anyhow, I thought that was pretty interesting. And I want to play the lesson of the day before I start babbling on and on and on about other things. And then we'll go back to it with Lynn. Lynn Johnson, by the way, is who I'm doing this with. Know that. Again, it's good to be here, everyone on the radio, and this is ACIM Gather and .us. I'm a little bit discombobulated this morning because this is the way it is. That's how it is. Okay, so here we go, and let me just share the sound here. All right. Wait a minute. So who has to share that sound? I'm gonna. I'm gonna press yes. There, there's a D share your
Oh,
sound.
yeah, go ahead. I
Yeah,
didn't realize I was
yeah,
still having
yeah,
it. So
yeah. I just
just go
yeah.
mute.
I just D share you.
Just kick me out.
Good.
I love you, Wayne.
Me too. Okay, here we go. Um, this is the background music is called Dream Cave. And that's the name of the band or the Dream Cave. So at all costs.
Lesson 244. I am in danger nowhere in the world. Your son is safe wherever he may be, for you are there with him. He need but call upon your name, and he will recollect his safety and your love, for they are one. How can he fear or doubt, or fail to know he cannot suffer, be endangered, or experience unhappiness when he belongs to you, beloved and loving, in the safety of your fatherly embrace? And there we are in truth. No storms can come into the hallowed haven of our home, In God we are secure. For what can come to threaten God himself, or make afraid what will forever be a part of him?
Okay. Straight to the point. And it's like a lesson. I am in danger nowhere in the world. I am in danger nowhere in the world. It's pretty gutsy statement, isn't it, Lynn?
Absolutely, it is. And it's pretty amazing that we have this and we know that, it is the truth. No matter what our crazy mind is teaching us, that's what we do in this course for, is to come to the place where we recognize that we are the Holy Son of God and nothing can harm the Son of God.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We are connected to the light, within us, and to the home base that it's always we're always connected to, always. And once you realize that, then all the cobwebs are swept away, and there's nothing that can happen in the physical realm that can, in any way, shape, or form, dictate that experience of bliss that you have when you are connected to that light. So there's nothing that can take away from it, or nothing that can add on to it. And that's why there's absolute, as you can say, creative control. There's an absolute creative control from extending and coming from a place of power on by extending and being compassionate and being loving, as a place of as opposed to a place of anxiety and grasping.
Yeah. Yeah. And really honestly, this book has been so helpful to me, even this many years later. So this was written in 1932, you say?
No, 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 no. Oh yeah, this one, No Way Out, No Way Out, yeah, No Way Out.
Way out, yeah. So that,
Yeah,
holy cow,
yeah.
almost 100 years ago. And, we're just now
Personal life
hanging.
was 1914.
I know. It's crazy.
So we go so old and
All right.
usually.
So, so we're reading The Way Out by Joseph Benner.
Yeah.
It's the second book of this group of the Impersonal Life. I got this download on Kindle. So it's got
Yeah.
all 5 books in here. And so we'll
The
just go
five
ahead and
books of Joseph. The 5 books of Joseph.
yes, 5 books of Joseph. Yeah, yeah. So we're this one is going to be interesting because we're just getting into this with Joel Goldsmith as well. His concept of invisible supply, and the idea that we're so afraid of scarcity that we don't even recognize that we have everything. I'm in danger nowhere in this world, including my checkbook. So
One of the reasons why I
so
think we're so scared is that we don't realize that we're using scarcity to create.
yeah,
So we're using it, and then we're putting that out of our minds, and then we're going with the flow of the story that we
yeah,
created through the act of scarcity. We're using the concept of scarcity to create limitation.
yeah,
There's no other way
yeah,
to do it. So we do that, and then we forget that we're doing that, and then we go, how do we get out of this mess? Well, simple. Use the concept of scarcity backwards.
yes, exactly,
Use the
exactly.
concept of scarcity to get the heck out of this problem. So eventually, all right, I'm gonna say I'm unlimited situation. And eventually, I'm on the top level of that dream. And all of us are living in dreams all the time, no matter where we go. But the level is what kind of dream? A forgiving dream is what we want. So you're always in dreams. You can't leave dreams. So you duplicate the same process, but you do it in a way that you're creating
Yes,
instead of just making things for your own selfish. You're creating things for yourself and others.
exactly, exactly. And that's because the whole reason, what was the tiny mad idea that made us think that we could separate from God, thinking that we didn't get enough, that there's something more out there.
Right.
That was somehow, oh, there's something more I didn't get or whatever. And just that little crazy idea uh, put us out into this insane world.
And
And
we're doing it now. We're doing
yeah,
it's not as it really, when we tell me that it does not exist in time really. It is right now, outside of time. It's happening again and again and again and again
yeah,
and
yeah.
again.
Every day, every time,
Every
every
time we
time.
make a choice, boom. It's like every
Yeah,
time we make a choice, insanity kicks in. The insanity of that first moment where we said, oh, that's we took the moment seriously.
yeah.
And we thought then something kicks in again, and we are further away from the truth of who we really are. And but then it's easier to take that step back and just put in the right choice. So it's pretty easy to take the step back, and pretty easy to take a step away.
Yeah.
The free will is actually the easiest part. Once you realize that all this is one choice away, then it's a little step.
Well, yeah, but we think that we don't have free will to get away from the ego. We
No.
think that we're forced to
Oh
live
yeah.
what
Well,
we
we
made.
think there's 10,000 different choices we have to make.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, the ego's like, well, you have to make choices. Like, leave this job and to leave that relationship, or to get into that relationship and get that job and do this and do that and do this and do that, and then maybe you'll be happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
If you
not
do
though.
it
So
right.
just suck it up and live with it and take it on the chin. But that's not true. All you have to do is choose this, and I'll take care of the rest. So then follow me.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. So we're looking at section 8 called Use Money Fearlessly. Do you want to read or you want me to read?
I get started, then you take over.
Okay, all right.
The quickest way to rid your mind of that old fear of want, fear of your job, fear of the power of money, is to have an absolute trust in your Heavenly Father's loving care and for you to pay out gladly your last dollar for a needing thing, knowing that by your doing, you make it possible for Him to supply you with plenty more. Just spend fearlessly.
I love that.
You want
Yeah.
something, just spend the money for it. All right. And it's as if your needs must keep the stream of money ever flowing if you would not clog up the source. For money, in its truest sense, is the means for the perfect expression of material life, even as blood is the means of perfect expression of physical health. That's interesting. Yeah. Physical society runs on the blood of money. Well, that sounds terrible, actually.
It doesn't sound very good.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
Oh, cracking me up. Okay.
This has been proven to be so. This has been proven to be by so-called tithers. They're afraid of the consciousness, which they know that by using money freely and such perfect trust in God, especially in Thanksgiving and loving gratitude to Him, giving freely a percentage of their income to that part of His work which is bringing the truth to them. They become greatly blessed in this world's goods and are put in position where they can help many souls to come into the same truth. If I read that again. This has been
Yeah.
proven by many so-called tithers. They have created a consciousness where they know that by using money freely in such perfect trust in God, especially in thanksgiving and loving gratitude to Him, giving freely a percentage of their income to that part of His work which is bringing the truth to them, they become greatly blessed in this world's goods and are put in a position where they can help many souls to come into the same truth. So we see what he expects us to do with that, with those goods.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting, I think it'd be real easy to come to the conclusion then that, oh, well, you have to bargain with God. And so you have to give part of your money to somebody else so that, God will keep taking care of you. But really, what I think what he's saying is uh, if something is serving you, like, I mean, you could go to a restaurant, order a meal, somebody brings you a meal, you eat it, you pay for it. You know, they're serving you something that you want and need, and you're being given a, you know, you're paying for it. I think that's maybe kind of what he's saying here more than, um, because, you know, I don't really, um, ask people to give money or,
No,
but
yeah,
people
it's
give money.
pay for it with a smile.
Yeah, yeah, and people do give money because they know, you know, I'm doing something here, and it's not free.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. It really depends on, you know, there's an age-old question I read once where there's a homeless person there, and in the streets, or a person in the streets playing a musical instrument, playing a saxophone, playing terribly. I mean, terribly. The whole block is up in arms. He can't stop it. He won't stop. The one guy finally gives him $100. $100. Says, look, cut the crap. And all he wants to do is shut him up. He said, take this money and give you anything, but you can't stop playing. Thank you. And he leaves the area. Now, this is turn back the clock. He's sitting there. Some other person, oh, for sorry for him. Poor guy, poor. I wish I could help him more. Give him $10. Like, give him $10. I wish I had more money to give him. He goes, who's in a sense God more pleased with? You know, it's a question. In one sense, you think God's more pleased with the person whose heart in the right place, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
But from the homeless man's point of view,
Wayne, I gotta go. Hang on just a minute. I've got cats fighting downstairs. I'll
oh,
be right back.
right. That happens to my dogs a lot.
Oh, goodness.
I've had one dog that seems to have some sort of thing where other dog gets in the way in certain places in the house, and he just attacks her. And she's a Wheaton that's half the size, not half the size, but a third of the size of him. So when he attacks her, she has the disadvantage, but she's a tough one. So, but it sounds like two dogs are killing each other. It's very primal. Oh man, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and there's no way to stop him. I mean, there's no way to stop him. If you look at his eyes and you stop him, you see, there's no way. If we weren't there, they would have went on and on and on until one of them had hurt the other. Really, so there's no way. If you look at his eyes and you get this look in his eyes, you know, it's just like, you know, he's been wound backwards and progressed backwards to such a degree that I'm going to read this first paragraph again that we just read, so this way I won't go on. And anyone have anything they want to say? Wait, it seems to just die. It's Bob here, unless I'm mistaken. But if Bob, if you have anything you want to say, go for it. Okay, all right, good. So I'll just read them. In both cases, your mind not only holds true pure. Oh, this is actually the next page. Thoughts. Oh yeah, this is the next page. So I'll wait for it back. We'll play a song. We'll play a quickie. That fight with this must be terrible. Imagine that. I hate to. Here's one that I like. Oh wait, I can't. I have to shut. I should have sounded it. I should have sounded it. I'm like her. I completely. Then she has to knock me back out. It'd be a pain. You know what? So, but I'm gonna just do it anyhow. I'm gonna just do it anyhow. I'm gonna bet it. I know. Yeah. I understand it. Listen, I was just reading this. You know, today's lesson is so small that maybe I'll just get through it. I am in danger nowhere in the world. Your son is safe wherever he may be, for you are there with him. For you are there with him. So we're obviously the son, which represents the collective nature of everybody, of all people. Well, they can be other than the nature of others than just humanity. That's what this book focuses on. It's not a statement of animals or the nature of other life forms, but this is focusing on humanity. That's where its aim is. And so, and the nature of God is omnipresent. And it's not that our nature, our collective nature, is God, is the Son of God, which is the effect, is the total effect of God. So you have cause and effect, and then the effects that one does is I want more. I want to play in a different way. I want to crave peace. I want to earn peace. I don't want peace just handed to me on a silver platter. Who the hell needs that? I want something better. I want something more. So in that statement, you had a big explosion. You have pieces. You have a game. The game is earning peace. And then when that's all said and done, they'll have this little game. They'll have it, and a memory of a game, and that'll be that is the game, to get back to where they were. Yay, that's the game. So we try to connect with other pieces of light and create one giant collective light back to our collective nature. And so we can either just roll with the process, enjoy the process, and one day we get back to the wholeness that we never really left. It's a game from A to A. All right. He need, but oh God, it's us. We need you and I. Hello, you there, Lynn? No. We need, but to call upon your name. I need, you need. You can put your name there if you want. Jesus is not very picky about how you read this. As long as you get into your heart and into your mind, I can say, I need, but to call upon your name. And I will reflect. I will recollect his safety. And then others is put in the past. I will recollect his safety and in your love, for they are one. How can he fear or doubt or fail to know he cannot suffer? He be endangered and experience unhappiness when he belongs to you, beloved and loving, in his safety. It's every time my kids go out, I feel like, oh no, things pop up in my head, images pop up in my head that I know are just images, no different than any other image, a non-reality, a non-factor, like any other factor that's taken out of context, that pops up in my head based on memories that are not real. But still, if you indulge them in a very important part of your life with very important people, what comes up is something scary. It is an emotional life that can actually just force you to, they can blind you. And you say, what if that happens? What if they get in the crash? What if something happens to them? You start writing a story that's based on other stories you've read. That's why it's dangerous to have stories in your mind from thousands of other people that there's there. Now, I use as an actor, I've always had stories in my head of all different types. And those stories can play out in scenarios that are in your context and in your life that are not on stage or not on film. And so you play out scenarios in your head, and it's hard to remember that God is with you, that your nature, your collective nature, our collective nature, our real nature, the real part of us, the part that's talking to us here, right here, the part that's close to Jesus, our Jesus mind, our Jesus nature, right here, right where we are, right where we are. He's obviously always here. Obviously, he's always here. Where else would it be? Where else would it be? I mean, omnipresent things don't actually have little spots in the universe where they hang out and not in other spots. That's how we got here. I mean, if you want to play it, you want to see the simplicity. How did we make it the game? How did we create the game? We pretended that we were here. We made believe that we were here. That's how we did it and endured it at the same time. We're omnipresent being. How do you get to a place of non-omnipresence if you're omnipresent? How do you get to a state of powerlessness if we're all powerful? You pretend that you're powerful, powerless. You pretend here says, I'm in danger nowhere in the world. Fine. I know that, but I'm pretending that I don't know that. Therefore, I can not know it and know it at the same time because I'm not really not knowing it. But since I want to pretend, I'm the best pretender in the world, so I feel like I'm not pretending because I'm actually God and I know how to pretend so much so that I can not know I really not know, but I really do know. The more I tell myself how much I know, I'll start to know for real. And I'll become more lucid and more lucid and more lucid. Eventually, I become more in creative control.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
That was in one heck of a fight.
Oh no, you cannot believe it because there, we take care of we are colony managers and take care of all these feral cats, and they all, live outside, and then we have cats that live inside. Well, this particular cat, we adopted him. The neighbor adopted him, but they never took him and got him neutered. So he's just belongs to them, but he still wanders around our place. And then and it's so interesting, these cats. We have a cat door, and our cats go in and out, and none of the feral cats ever come in, except this guy Maurice, and he is a real jerk. And so it was Maurice. He was downstairs, got in a big old argument with our other cats, and then uh, he went and hid behind the couch, and so.
That's well,
Uh,
that's the words. They're hard to get once they hide like that.
yeah, yeah. And so I had to go and uh uh take my cane
Oh, good Lord.
and
Good Lord.
go like behind the couch, bang, 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 bang. And eventually it he and I opened up the front door, opened up the doors. Eventually he ran out, and then they went out and fought outside, but at least I
Oh,
got him out of here. And
yeah, they watching a hockey fight.
oh my gosh. Yeah, except, the thing I worry most about is that, of course I worry about this, that somebody's going to get hurt. And then of course, you got to go to the vet and all that business. So, we don't want to, we don't want our kitties getting hurt.
No,
Anyway, so he's
I get,
out.
I get it. I get it. I was just telling you before when you left how my dogs do the same thing. You know, my dog attacks my other dog
Oh yeah.
when he gets a little nervous.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
he, it sounds like a death battle, battle to
Oh
the
my gosh. It was loud and crazy and scared my
The
heart
cats
was
they sound horrible when they're
racing.
fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like two wacky. I don't know what it sounds like. It sounds like death. That's all. They all know.
Uh,
It sounds horrible. It sounds like
it was not good.
no. Especially more. Imagine if you have more than one cat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's terrible. Well,
Yeah.
when they get them out of the house.
Get him out of the house. That's right, exactly. And
That's
I
right.
wish they didn't. I am and this is the crazy thing. I have I'm seeing my pulmonologist on Wednesday. The main thing that I am allergic to is cats.
Oh, great.
And I never had a cat my whole life because I was allergic to them. And then my daughter felt sorry for a cat, unbeknownst to me, brought a cat in the house. The cat had babies. Um, so, she begged, and we said, okay, you can keep two of them, and the rest have to go to the shelter, and they adopt them out and such. So then what happens? Another cat comes along, has babies. Now she's got two more pets. So
Yeah,
so
when they come by, do you feed them?
yes,
Oh, that's right. When they
we
come
have a
by.
huge. In fact, there we have a whole feeding station.
Well,
So
they're surprise. They come back. Cats. Once you feed them once, that's it.
yeah, yeah, but we take it on as what we do is we will catch them and take them to the shelter. At the
Uh,
shelter, they fix them, modify them so they can't make babies anymore, and then we bring them back to the neighborhood because then they are part of the colony.
no, I
I don't
see.
know
I
whose
see.
idea that is, but
Oh,
anyway, they come back here, and so they're all living out there,
no,
except
I
for
see. I see.
Maurice. That's
Maurice, that's your
Maurice.
okay. Maurice, your cat.
What's that?
Your cat.
No, no, he's the neighbor cat, the one that
No,
causes all the trouble. So,
You got a cat.
so
Yeah, my wife's allergic too.
he's a
My,
space
my, my, my,
cat
my
watch.
wife and daughter are both allergic. So, and yeah, I like dogs. I'm just a dog person. I don't like. I'm not in love with cats. Although I can see why some of them like cats, especially if they're single and or they live alone. Dogs can be a hassle. Yeah,
Yeah. I do not like cats.
yeah. I'm not a big cat
Like
person.
dogs. I love dogs,
Yeah,
but
I'm a dog person.
cats, because I can't pick them up or touch them or anything. They
Yeah,
just make,
that's up to them if they want to be friendly and
yeah,
you know they want to pet you want to pet them. Really, it's like, if they're in the mood.
yeah. But if they're not moody,
Dogs are always in the mood.
yeah.
Yeah,
Unless they're one of those clingy cats that just wants to hang around on you all
yeah.
day and won't leave people alone. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
got that too. Okay.
All
So
right.
we're talking about money,
I mean,
money, money.
fearlessly spend them. When if you want something, you just fearlessly open up that channel, that flow, and just let it flow through you. Just and spend fearlessly.
That's right. And spend
Fearlessly.
fearlessly. And that is really a lesson that I have to learn. I know this last week I've been in a kind of a because my I bought some couple times bought groceries for my daughter's family because they're having a difficult time. So, and it's so funny. It's like, uh, what's his name? Uh, oh my gosh. The Course in Miracles comedian. Anyway, Jacob Glass. He said that he once was with I'm trying to think of maybe Louise Hay or somebody, and a lady said to him, "I'm on a fixed income," and the person said, "Well, who fixed it?
Yeah.
Who
Exactly.
fixed it?"
Yeah.
And that's what you got to understand. Who fixed it?
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely. Well, it's
not
like
us
if
alone.
you have a dream at night and you wake up and you have control over the dream suddenly, you realize that most of the dream you just still have you can't change. If I haven't lucid a dream suddenly, I realize where I am.
Yeah,
But it doesn't turn white like the Matrix suddenly. Everything turns white, and I'm like, wow, I can total control. You still are in a certain place, in a certain atmosphere, a certain context, and within that context, you have much more control.
yeah, that's
So
right.
still, you're the one that built the context, but you still built it. It's still you who built it from scratch. So same thing here. You become lucid in this world. It's the same exact thing. You still built the whole thing from scratch. The whole story is yours that you built from
Yeah,
scratch.
yeah, yeah.
But just as you and then you become lucid and aware of that you built it, and what you built from scratch, the story in its essence, does not just go away.
No,
And
because you
that
still believe in it. Just because
exactly.
you figure out where it came from,
Yeah, and
you
we were
know,
built to believe in it. We built it to believe in it.
yeah.
We built it to stay until we get all of us wake up in the happy dream. It's going to be here,
That's right.
and we,
Just the way
we,
we
we will
built
wake
it.
up eventually. We will.
Yeah,
It's a matter of when.
it's a matter of when, exactly.
What's
Uh,
the line song? I forget. It has the line. God wants you. Everyone who joins him now will have more joy, but eventually everyone will bow down before him. Eventually,
that's right. That's right.
So eventually everyone will come to God. It's either we do the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah, yeah,
But eventually you got to come in. You got to come in eventually.
right. And
You know?
we choose the hard way because it's more interesting.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
we get
Exactly.
that sense of danger
I
and
mean,
because
it's also to me, Wayne. Next one, I want to go back and go back to the situation where you said no, when you want to say yes this time. Yeah. What do you think?
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
want to.
already seen, I already saw what's going to happen. So
Yeah, exactly.
I already know the end of this movie.
That myself, I said yes to that movie and no to that movie. But this time, I want to say yes to that movie and say no to that movie.
Yeah,
And then my time, I'm gonna turn off my forgetter, and I'm not gonna know what happened.
that's right. That's right.
That sounds better. That sounds good. Let's see. Boom. And then, so and it's such a we've done so many of these stories that we think that the stories that we made up are hurtful to us, but we created them just because they're exactly what we want.
Yeah, they're exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the excitement level that we ask for. It's as if, because we've done so many stories that, eventually so many stories that so many stories, you get bored with just perfect stories. You get bored with just saying, all right, I made all the money and I got the girl.
right. I mean,
You
and
know?
that's why, I mean, they said in the Matrix, the first few times that they tried to build the Matrix, people did not accept it because they were trying to they gave them everything they wanted.
Yeah.
They gave them, everyone was rich, everyone was, and they were like, this is not right. And so they had to make the Matrix a place where people struggled in order to keep the attention
That's why
of,
we're here.
yeah, yeah,
We had everything. We were the perfect effect.
yeah, exactly,
And then we said,
exactly.
you know what? Let's become imperfect because that'll be more fun.
Yeah, it'd be more fun.
We
Yeah,
can have
yeah,
nothing and then try to get something again.
yeah.
So we
I
threw
mean,
away everything and had nothing, and the whole game was little by little we can try to get something again.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's what we do. We try a little by
Something to strive for.
yeah, it's striving, earning, winning. Oh,
Yep.
losing. Oh no, I can't strive. I have to strive. Oh no, I can't strive.
Yeah, you must be strong and struggle and
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. No, sir.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but the thing is, eventually we'll get to the highest level where the least amount of struggle, and the ego can't convince us to struggle anymore.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
And then what are we gonna do? We're
then
gonna
we wake up,
just
then we open our
wake
eyes.
up. Yeah, because and we're like, what?
Yeah,
I thought I
exactly.
had a V8.
Yeah,
Why am I
yeah,
doing this?
exactly.
So
Right.
I'm going to read a
Yeah,
little
you
bit
would.
more. Okay, we got about 10 more minutes. It is the pinching and holding on to your last dollar, fearing that no more will come, that actually prevents your receiving more. Forgiving more than anything else helps to open the channel so that supply, both spiritual and material, can freely flow. Now we wish finally to emphasize that the application and proving of this great law not only will bring financial freedom and success, but it will bring also perfect health, harmony, and happiness into all departments of your life. For when you begin to think only true thoughts about yourself, then of course God's consciousness lives in your body and his thoughts rule your mind. And there can manifest only perfect health in your body and perfect harmony in all your various affairs, when naturally happiness must sing in your heart and be your daily companion. So, people may not recognize this, but this is exactly the same thing that Jesus says to us in A Course in Miracles, that when we give up the struggle and we begin to allow the Holy Spirit to manage our affairs, the world that we live in actually changes. We begin to see something that he calls the real world, where there is just a peace and love and happiness, and we can be in the real world right here, right now, by changing our mind about who we are and what we are.
Exactly. Just changing your mind. And another way of looking at it, as I said this before, is changing your mind about what Jesus said.
Yeah, yeah,
Believing what he says. It's very simple. I mean, can you change your mind and accept? It sounds kind of weird to say it this way, but you say, can you accept what Jesus says in the course about himself and accept his teachings?
yeah, yeah.
Or not. If you can't accept it, then you won't accept it anyway.
Right, right.
And then you won't. It's not a matter of accepting his teachings just in the course necessarily, but if you can't accept the very basics of the teachings of the Course in Miracles, you won't accept them anywhere.
Yes,
And then
that's
you
right.
accept, yeah, and then you won't accept your own immortality, you won't accept your own innocence, and you won't accept the fact that there's no need to sacrifice. You'll do those three things, and you'll be at it, and then you'll be delayed thousands of years.
Yep, yep.
So
It,
so that's what you change your mind about. Change your mind by accepting Christ's perspective on at least those three things, and you'll experience the true nature of reality.
and it's so simple, but it's also not easy because we still believe that we have to manage things for ourselves. I
Exactly.
still believe I have to plan for my own safety. I still
Yeah.
believe I have to plan for the danger
No,
that is in this world.
you have to pay for your own health. That's totally up to you.
Yeah,
All your finances up to you. All your
yeah,
relationships up to you. Those three major areas of health, wealth, and finances, finances, and relationships with others. Those three areas you are in charge of, according to the ego. You are in charge of. You
Yeah.
must take care of yourself, and you have to struggle every day to keep those afloat.
Yep. Yep.
And Jesus is saying, no, I'll take care of all your health. I'll take
Yeah.
care of your finances, and I'll take care of all your relationships. And
Yeah.
if you want, and then he goes, if you want to take credit for it, that's fine with me, but I'll take care of it.
Yeah. And he says, once you learn to think with the Holy Spirit, it'll be like you're being carried down a path on a summer day. Everything will be
Yeah,
easy for you. Everything will be done for you.
yeah.
Oh,
Your wild nature will be based on forgiveness, not on a desperation to get get for approval and some sense of need for security.
exactly. Exactly.
And, yeah, and then the
So,
first line here is perfect. It sums up the entire paragraph. It is the pinching and holding on to your last dollar, fearing that no more will come, that actually prevents you from receiving more. Then that first line sums it all up. You can put anything there for last dollar. You're pinching and holding onto your last relationship, fearing there'll be no more to come, that actually prevents you from receiving more.
that's right. It could be anything that you could
Yeah,
put in there.
exactly. You
My
put
health,
your
my
health,
everything,
your
anything.
finances, anything. All your finances, what's there, anything else, anything you want to put there. You put specific, but something specifically there. Pinching and holding on to your what else do you want to put there? Holding on to your health, holding on to your health, holding on to the feeling of freedom, feeling that no war will come, onto your freedom. Realizing that all the stuff we want and we really want to feel behind it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. And think about it. I mean, think about my life, my youth. Oh my God, I'm looking in the mirror going, I'm getting nothing but older every day,
Yes, put your youth there. It is principle of holding on to your younger days, onto your
yeah,
youth, fearing that no more of life will come. That should prevent you from living more.
exactly. Exactly.
You know, you know. So that whole thing is all about how to live more, how to get more out of life, and
Exactly.
how to live in perfect harmony with life and consciousness, and how to let the miracles flow, how to let the love of God flow.
So let's see, this is the end here of
Oh
this. Okay, so dear friend,
wow.
we have given you this message, one born of an intense yearning to furnish to those who are wandering in the darkness of present world conditions a sure guide to lead them back into the light of love, of abiding trust, and of true happiness. The end.
Amazing how the last thing he tells about is how to work fearlessly with money,
Yep.
and how that flow will trickle to a sort of be shared with everything else.
Yeah.
That's opening of the flow to work fearlessly with money. As we said, that first line is the way in to all the other areas of your life. You know,
So next week, yeah, we're going to start the next book, which is
what book is
called
that?
The
Way
Way
beyond.
Beyond.
Well, first we had the way out. Now we have the way beyond.
Yeah.
you,
The way,
you
way
think
out,
you,
way
you
out.
think you think you're there. And it's like math. Every time you think you're done, there's something else coming up.
Then they hit you with calculus
Exactly.
and geometry, and you're like, what? What?
Then physics. Yeah.
Physics. Yes, yes.
And now we're in
There
the
you
way
go.
way beyond. It was out, now it's beyond.
Way out, way out.
I'm looking forward to that. The way beyond.
Me too. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna stop the share here, and I'll put my camera back on. I don't know how
Okay.
I look after I've been out there wrestling cats. I will have to go get the cats in too. So, because I let two of them go. I mean, they ran out. So, but I don't want to be out there fighting. That was the whole purpose of them being in the house, was so they would fight with that jerk. So anyway,
Mm.
thank you so much, Wayne.
Absolutely. I have time for a song.
Yes, we do. I was going to ask you if you want to do a song. Do I need to turn off the YouTube?
Well, maybe I think so. I guess so.
Yeah,
Because
I'm going to turn off the YouTube.
George Harrison's
And
song.
thank y'all for joining us today
Yes,
for
thanks very much, everyone. God bless you all. And I'll see you tomorrow for Anxiety to Love with Ozzy.
oh,
I suppose I haven't spoken to her yet, but she's been coming in. She's been healthy. I'm
very
happy.
good. Very
Of course
good.
we'll be here. And until then, God bless you in peace. And I'm gonna put this music song first. This is hold on, I have to share the sound again.